Hello, Star Seekers. This is Terry, and I've decided I might just start doing a little Reiki at the beginning of each of these astrology charts as we move through this powerful eclipse portal energy that we're moving into starting on October 25th with that new moon Scorpio, partial solar eclipse in Taurus. Woo! And today I'm here at the river. It's a gorgeous day. It's the Venus Sun Cazimi day. And if you haven't watched my Venus Sun Cazimi day happening on October 22nd, it's a magical transit. And you know, these transits, they don't just affect us for one day. We'll be feeling the ripple effects of this beautiful divine feminine energy, this heart opening Venus in the heart of the sun, opening our heart chakras, just letting all this light pour into our hearts, getting us out of our minds and out of our brains. And good day to unplug and get out in nature therapy. And I really wanted to be at Crater Lake today. I just had this whole vision that I was going to go to for the Venus Sun Cazimi. I'd be at Crater Lake, and everything kept blocking my plans. And I thought, this is what this eclipse portal is like. I think it was John Lennon who said, life is what happens when you're making plans, right? We've got our goals, we've got our plans, we've got our trajectory. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. It's gonna look like this and that. And then life says, nope, not gonna do it. And I was trying to book all these different Airbnbs. One of the cabins that we had booked had a plumbing emergency and it got canceled. And then I was trying to get into this resort and I was having all kinds of trouble booking that. And left and right, everything was saying, nope. And I just wanted to bring that to you today, because if the universe is telling you, nope, you gotta pay attention to that. You gotta change your plans. That trajectory you are on might not be the right direction for your life. And you gotta let that shit go. And you gotta listen. And this is what I love about astrology. These astrological transits will help guide you on your path. And if you get a Pluto square like we have with this eclipse portal, maybe you're not going in that direction after all. Maybe Pluto's saying, nope, you're going over here. And you have to align with the energy. And if the energy doesn't support it, then you're not going to Crater Lake this weekend. You're not going. You're going to just be at your home creek, right in your own backyard, which, hey, is not too shabby when you live in Central Oregon. This is a beautiful Tumalo Creek, and it's a gorgeous day. I'm just enjoying a beautiful hike with my husband. We saw the first snowfall coming down just this morning on a hike on the Tumalo Ridge. And it was so beautiful. So if you can't get to Hawaii, enjoy the beauty that surrounds you. If you can't go to Crater Lake, go down to the creek and find your joy and find your love and find your beauty, and let go of your attachment to the outcome that your life was going to be this one way you thought it was going to be, and just take a moment to breathe in all the good things that your life is offering you, and align with the energy and do what the energy supports. Go in the direction, you know, like kind of like if you're canoeing or you're kayaking, sometimes you gotta let the river take you up, instead of trying to paddle upstream and try to go your own way and I'll just paddle upstream against the current. Sometimes you gotta align with the energy and just ride the current to where it wants to take you. And most of the time, it's far better than where you thought you wanted to go. So this is the eclipse portal energy, and today I'm going to talk about the Sabian Symbols. And you're going to want to watch all the way through to the end, because I promise you, good things are coming. I don't feel like I've been able to say that for a while, but I can honestly say good things are coming, my friends. And there's so much hope for the future within this death, transformation, rebirth portal that we find ourselves in. This rebirth is bringing something amazing that wants to be born in 2023. And I remember when COVID first started way back in 2020, so many of you were asking me, when will it be over? And I think everyone was hoping I'd say, oh, like 2 weeks it'll be done. And I honestly said, I think it'll be 2023 when things get better. And here we are, looking at the astrological transits, looking at the Sabian symbols, reading the energy that's coming in. I stand by my initial instinct that 2023, it gets better. So with no further delay, I'm going to read about this Sabian symbol. And I also did a full Eclipse Portal video to just let you know what we're heading into with this Eclipse Portal. And it just had so much going on that I decided I would break it up into these like bite-sized pieces. So I also took out the Venus Sun Cazimi as a separate transit, and I'm taking out the Sabian symbols as just smaller videos. So if you just have like 10 minutes, you can watch this one. Maybe if you have another 10 minutes, you can watch the Venus Sun Cazimi. And if you have some good time, you can watch the full Eclipse Portal and really learn how to align with the energy of this eclipse to transform your life. We're all gonna have deep, intense transformations, because that's what Scorpio does. And if you want to know how this Eclipse Portal is affecting you personally, I'm also doing an Eclipse Transit astrology sale for just $88. I will chart your astrology chart and tell you exactly where this eclipse is. New moon Scorpio, and then the blood moon Taurus, full moon on November 8th. Where do those land in your chart? Your personal planets, your personal houses, you get all of that, plus you get a distance energy healing, all for $88. I'll put the link down below, and make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, because you could win a free astrology chart. I'm going to draw a winner on that Taurus full moon on November 8th. So make sure, like, comment, subscribe to be in it to win it. And getting back to the Sabian symbol, if you are new to astrology or new to this channel, I just want to tell you a little bit about the Sabian symbols. And these are messages, divine healing messages, that were brought into manifestation in the span of just one day in Balboa Park, San Diego, California. If you know it, it's a gorgeous place in nature quite like this. And it was through the combined efforts of Mark Edmund Jones, who was the transcriber. He wrote everything down. I think back then it was pen and paper. And a gifted intuitive, Elsie Wheeler. This woman had just divine oracle intuitive skills. And they went through each and every single astrological degree, all 360 degrees of everywhere in a sign that the planets can transit. And she would come up with these intuitive insights related to each degree, and it all creates a progression of the stars that is so illuminated and beautiful, and it still holds so much truth today. And it's all been written in a book by Dane Rudyard called the Astrological Mandala. I'll have my husband put the picture of the book here so you can check it out. I highly recommend owning a copy of that Astrological Mandala. You can also look up Sabian symbols quite a bit, and Sabian symbols just have so much significance still today. I use them every time I do an astrological reading. I love to see the Sabian symbol of where you were born in the sun, moon, rising, and the north node, because it really tells you the messages, divine messages of your life and where you're headed in life and what are your soul's deep lessons. And we can also look up Sabian symbols for these incredible astrological transits like this eclipse portal and see where we are collectively going at this time. So it's so mystical, magical. I hope you enjoy these Sabian symbols as much as I do. And I'm going to read the Sabian symbol for new moon in Scorpio. And then at the end, I'll read the Taurus sun symbols, because of course this is a Taurus solar eclipse. And as I said, you'll want to pay attention because the last Sabian symbol of this reading is so magical. That is the most magical Sabian symbol of all, and it really will give you hope. And this new moon will be at Scorpio at 2 degrees, and the Sabian symbol is a delicate bottle of perfume that lies broken, releasing its fragrance. And the accidental nature of opportunities that impels one to just break away from their past, and the remembrance of which is still poignant and so cherished. A new and greater realization usually will demand a sacrifice of something that has once brought loveliness, like a sweet fragrance of our old ways of being. And the old feelings are poignantly remembered now, even as one begins to move into a new and wider sphere of experience. Old relationships may be left behind now, but the memory of their essential moments lingers on, perhaps strong and nostalgic like perfume. This reveals the difficulty of dealing with the past as one enters into a new realm. The focus is on a past that one has surrendered, and there is just no going back now. And this really reminds me of my mother's Chanel perfume bottle, which I still hold dear to my heart. I still have that perfume every now and then. Especially right around now when we have the Hallows Eve, I'll just have to give a little spritz of that perfume to just remember my mother. And my mother, my grandmother, and my great-grandmother, they all wore Chanel. And every time I smell that beautiful fragrance, it just reminds me of their presence. I know that they're with me. Even if I'm just at the grocery store and I smell Chanel, I can just feel the presence of my ancestral female line, my mother, my grandmother, and my great-grandmother. There's just something about the power of perfume to just instantly transport us back in time, to remember those past relationships, to heal those old wounds, to just feel the love that you've had for that past person, past relationship. Maybe it was your mother, father, or an old love. And I cherish this bottle of Chanel. My mother, my grandmother, and my great-grandmother all wore Chanel. And now as we enter into that Hallows Eve, that time when the veil is thin, maybe you smell perfume when you're out grocery shopping or something, and it just brings you back to a time in your life, or it brings you back a connection to your ancestral line. I'd love to know if any of you guys have any experience like this, a smell that can just transport you immediately. Even the smell of cinnamon. I love to just boil cinnamon on the stove going into fall, because that smell transports me back to my mother's house, where she always had cinnamon on the stove, just making our house smell so abundant and cozy and warm and pumpkin spice-like in the fall. So I think these scents, they really do hold us. They anchor us to our past, even as with this eclipse portal, we're moving in to this rebirth energy, coming in even stronger on the full moon. As we move into this new dimension, this brave new world, we have this anchor of remembering our past, our ancestral line, the old smells of the perfume of our past, whatever that looks like for you. And this eclipse portal is all about that death, transformation, and rebirth. And what do you need to let go of now? And how will you keep just a little bit of it? What will you keep to remember, just a scent of your past that you're letting go to move into this rebirth cycle? And as we surrender our past, it's just an excellent time for healing your past traumas, healing those old relationships, those old woundings. Every relationship in your life, even if it didn't work out, even if it was the worst breakup ever, they are all soul lessons. So you don't want to ignore it or try to forget it, because you want to keep that little jewel of the lesson that was learned from that past relationship, that fragrance that had a divine message with it. And now as we let go of some of that past and we move into this unknown, uncharted new world, we're in this kind of liminal space. And we just don't know what is yet to become. Like walking a labyrinth, we don't know where we're going. So it's just an excellent time to release your old patterns of behavior that are no longer serving you, your old limiting beliefs, old outdated ways, maybe some of those messages you got from your parents about stories that just aren't your truth anymore. And it's a good time for journal writing, just to get it out in a journal, and maybe you can burn it on this new moon. And this is also an excellent eclipse portal for forgiveness. Doing some kind of forgiveness ritual like Ho'oponopono, you know, where you apologize and you ask for forgiveness and you thank the person that you've had a hard relationship with. And I'm feeling called to make maybe a little short about this Ho'oponopono ritual. If you've never done it before, I'm going to include that too in a separate video. You'll have to subscribe and look for it. And I have to read the Sabian symbol for where we are headed with this new moon Scorpio, because we are at 2 degrees. That's where the moon will be. But I always like to know, like, what's the next step? Where are we going, right? The moon quickly starts to wax to 3 degrees, and that is sort of where this eclipse portal is taking us. So the message for Scorpio at 3 degrees. And I have a friend, Libby, who has this exact 3 degrees in her astrological chart. I know she's going to be feeling this eclipse portal. Scorpio at 3 degrees, a house raising party in a small village. Enlists neighbors' cooperation. And the feeling of community demonstrated by a joint effort to raise a house. In rural neighborhoods, when the American West was first being developed, the building of a house was often a collective, friendly, neighborly enterprise. And newcomers building their home to be found friendly helpers in their neighbors. And the sense of togetherness and participation in a common enterprise, something as important as developing your home, was developed by such collective work within the community. It's so beautiful. And the home remains our home, even as the whole community was involved in the building and the raising up of the rooftop. And this is a time on our planet for more of this kind of community cooperation. And as we move into this new changing world that this eclipse portal is bringing us to, we are seeing that businesses are doing more collaboration and less competition. Competition is the old paradigm. As we move into this new paradigm, it's all about win-win. I help you, you help me, we raise the house together. And we can all enjoy. A lot of communal living is coming about as people just can't always afford a single family home anymore. I think we're going to be seeing much more communities coming together, buying up a bunch of land and living in harmony, in a collective consciousness. It's so beautiful. And the power dynamics, the old ways are just crumbling right before us. And now if we can just get past this eclipse portal without any kind of disaster, because remember, if you watch my other eclipse video, you'll see that Pluto, the great transformer, is squaring this eclipse, this new moon Scorpio. And Pluto's showing up strong, and Pluto can be very destructive. He is the undertaker. And Pluto also rules over plutonium. So this has a nuclear kind of energy. So let's say a prayer for that, because there could be some kind of shakeup here with this eclipse portal, that there could be chaos, and then it causes people to have to come together, to let go of the past and come together to forge a new way forward, to build new homes. And it kind of reminds me of like a horrible storm, like they were having all the hurricanes in Florida and people are really having to come together communally to rebuild, or even an earthquake. This reminds me so much of when I lived in California, and sometimes these natural disasters, they really bring people together. And I was there for the Loma Prieta earthquake, magnitude 6.9. It was devastating. My whole community, like buildings that were brick, I never want to live in a brick house after that earthquake. I had a friend who actually died in bricks crumbling on her in a restaurant that she worked in. And tons of people lost everything. If they had brick buildings or stone buildings especially, they just crumbled. But the whole community gathered together to help these people find new homes and a new way of living and to rebuild their houses. And so sometimes we can have these natural disasters that brings people together to create a new community, new homes, new situation. And we're also having tons of solar storms right now, and that's a whole nother video I'm going to do about the X1 solar storm. So who knows, so much explosive, turbulent, volatile energy with this Scorpio new moon Taurus eclipse. It's going to be hard. I'm not going to lie to you, this is going to be a bit of a hard eclipse, but then it's going to be really good afterwards. I tell you, stay tuned till the end. It gets good, I promise. But right now, you know, we could be having some turbulence where people need to come together in community, in the collective, to work together to raise the house right now. And as we look to that Taurus 2 degrees, the Sabian symbol is an electrical storm and the cosmic power able to transform all of the implications of natural existence, a celestial display of tremendous power of the creative word that is our very origin of the universe. And that word is I am. I am. This eclipse is about becoming who you are. I am. And this lightning storm compels us with awe. Maybe it's like the aurora borealis that is just going off so much right now with all these intense X1 solar storms that we're having. Whew. And this is showing us the spiritual potentialities of a higher celestial destiny that is playing out before us now. Holy smokes, this is so good. And this experience of power can both illuminate and shatter at the same time. If you've ever been in a lightning storm, it's so awe-invoking, but there's also that sense of danger. You could get hit by lightning. It could kill you even as you're out there with your cell phone trying to get the lightning, because lightning is beautiful, but lightning destroys. Lightning causes so many fires here where I live in the Pacific Northwest. Lightning can take you out just like that, so quick. And this Sabian symbol is a revelation, and your consciousness may be deeply disturbed now by a visitation of some kind or some kind of out of the ordinary experience. And this is a cycle to do your own inner healing work. I keep saying this, I'm on repeat. Do the work. Do your healing. Healer, heal thyself. This is the work we are called to in this cycle. Please heal yourself and take care of yourself. And you just may be feeling more sensitive now with all this crazy. Now I'm starting to think I'm glad we're not traveling right now. There's a lot of crazy going on with this eclipse portal we're stepping into. And after your healing crisis, therapeutic breakthrough, where we are headed is truly magnificent. And this is the Taurus Sabian symbol at 3 degrees, the grand finale, the good news I promised. There are natural steps leading to a lawn of clovers in full bloom in spring, a symbol of rebirth, my friends. A gradual expansion of individual consciousness after an intense experience, whatever that was. Woo, we're gonna feel a lot better when it's over, right? Having been activated by so much electrical energy, solar storms, the pure water of a mountain stream is able to fertilize the dark, rich, moist soil, which covers the earth with small white blossoms and 4-leaf clovers, a symbol of hope, as the clover is that symbol of the triad and the Trinity and a healing from above. And to reach the flowering garden of your mind, the consciousness must proceed slowly, step by step. Great effort will be needed for this rebirth cycle. And what is reached is a flowering display of simple, humble flowers, yet bees are drawn to it for their honey. There is so much sweetness and manifesting energy here in the fertile blossoms of the moist soil. This is a symbol of hope and luck, and one should seek this stage with diligence and determination, but also humility and faith. Because to reach your destiny's natural fulfillment, one must listen to the signs that guide. Whew, I love that. How is that for a promise of rebirth at the end of this Eclipse Portal movie? We've been through such a hero's journey to get to the fertile, moist soil and the clovers that are flowering with hope. It gives me so much hope for the future. And this ties in so beautifully well with the October 9-star key astrology. If you haven't watched the October tree star we are in for this month. This is another kind of astrology. I'm really into Chinese 9-star key astrology. It helps you align with the energy so well when you know what of the 9 stars, what your star is. We all have a star, and then each month we travel through a star, and every year we go through a star cycle. It's such a beautiful nature-based system. And this year, or this month, October, well, the whole year of 2022, we are in this fertile, moist soil that can really bring about growth and rebirth. And I love how East meets West, and they're both saying the same thing. We are in a cycle of growth and rebirth. So if you haven't checked that out, I'll link it down below. You got to go over and look at the October 9-star key astrology. It aligns so well. And stay tuned for my solar storm report, because it is right in line with what is going on with the eclipse and why so many people are feeling out of it and feeling like crazy energy. That's the solar storms, the X1 record-breaking solar storms we've been having on our planet this month. And then check out the Venus Cazimi, because that will connect you to your heart so that you can manifest. I've been really doing so many videos this month, and I hope you guys are enjoying them. And we also did a sound healing with distance Reiki just to support you through this eclipse portal. You can just turn it on at night and just listen to it as you drift off to sleep. It's got these healing, I found these guys at Epidemic Music who do sound healing with binaurals that really gets you out of your stressed out fight or flight, adrenaline, beta brain waves, and it just takes you down into that theta, alpha, delta brainwave, which helps you relax in these times of chaos. And it helps me sleep. I've been listening to these every night to sleep, and I'm sleeping and having the most mystical, magical dreams of my life, I tell you. And if we can just do the work that we're asked to do in this eclipse portal and listen for the signs and symbols and do your transformation, whatever that looks like for you, I promise you there are spring flowers awaiting us all for this. And we will have everlasting renewal. And have we finally made it to the other side? I really think we have. And we can fully manifest our deepest desires when we align with the energy of this eclipse portal. I feel really good about this journey. Drop me a clover down below if you feel good about what's coming through this eclipse portal too. I'm so glad that you guys watched. I'm gonna do a little distance Reiki and some singing bowl and a little energy clearing just to help guide you on your eclipse journey, whatever it looks like for you. I'd love to know your experience. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.